that literally may have been my most embarrassing live stream moment yet to date. I had started my stream and loopback audio had all kinds of problems. And so it was not happy. And so I just spent 4 minutes talking to myself. And no one heard a thing. So that's the joy of live streaming. And the link that I had pasted out to a couple other groups, specifically trying to get this in. Oh boy, joys of that now not working. Had the whole event set up. You know what? It's fucking Monday, which I'm... Okay. Let's start over. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to talk to you about the ML SoundLab plugins. And if you're like me and you looked for a good Cyber Monday, Black Friday, any kind of deal of what was going on, I didn't find anything cool at all. Jean-Claude says, now we can hear you. So thank you. I appreciate it. I apologize for the technical difficulties. So I was looking for good deals. Like, I wasn't looking for anything in specific or whatnot. Like, I may still, before the end of the day, pull the trigger and buy an FM3 from Fractal, which is like $100 off. And I think that's the $100 that it's always off. But I did not find any good deals out there. But the things that are good deals and on sale are software. So there are great plugin deals out there, including the ML SoundLab plugins at 50% off this entire month. So if you haven't already bought up some, you should go check them out. And so I'm going to just bounce into my Logic session. And what I'm plugging into today, or for right now, is entirely free. So the Amped Roots plugin, and specifically the first amp, the free version of this plugin, is totally free. Also, in my upper right-hand corner, how I almost always route a VST plugin is I load up the plugin, and then I send it off to an effects bus, which this means after the speaker cabinet, after everything else, I have delay and reverb, and whether that's just for giving me some in-the-room feel or just to add some additional color to the tone. Today I've got the Valhalla Supermassive Reverb and Delay plugin, which 100% free. Go out to Valhalla. If you don't already own this, you are missing out. Go out and get this right now. But I also will have the ability, because I have some other plugins, is I could also use their other reverb and delay plugins. But this is the straight up at noon, and I've got my Telecaster plugged straight into my Apollo interface. Alright, so that is the 5034 version. Now, within this plugin, there are other amp models. You have, based on Fluff's own collection, you have a 5151, which is more of a block letter style. You have a Freeman, based on Fluff's Butter Slacks. And there is no Ryan Bruce signature plugin would be complete without a Mesa Boogie in here. Now again, the only one that's free in this plugin is the 5034. There's also a pedal board here, so if you want to use a noise gate like I do, there's a drive or a boost. And then and this is just my own personal taste, I don't use the delay or reverb within the ML Sound plugins. There's just, they're very simple, which is good. And again, they're included. They're not costing you anything extra. I will go ahead and use something like the Valhalla Supermassive or the Valhalla Reverb and Delays, just because I like way more control over my reverbs and delays, and for especially doing ambient kind of stuff. So I will use the drive, which is in these, and the noise gate, which is great. So let's just go and check out just quickly the difference in what the this Freeman sounds like. All right. Alrighty. Now again, I had my mic off for a portion of that. Now, at least I was playing guitar during that time. I have no idea what you were hearing or what not. Apparently, I'm a little off my game today with trying to control everything what's going on in the stream. Trying to make sure that I'm getting to the things I want to talk about, and then actually just technical difficulties around what all we're doing. So again, like I even have a brand new camera sitting right here, so you can check out dope guitars as part of this stream as well. Today I've got my Truman Telecaster sitting here. But yeah, let's take a look at some other plugins from within the ML Sound Lab world. So let's go ahead and we're going to get rid of the amped roots. And let's go and I'm just going to be selfish and I'm going to pull up some of the plugins that I specifically worked on ML Sound Lab with. So let's start with the Burger plugin. And let's jump into the double burger lead. So this is a Bogner Uberschall, and yes, this is indeed based on the personal twin jet that I have. You can actually see my logo right here within the plugin. Same one is up in the upper, way back there in my video, up top, whatever. Wherever I'm pointing. This was an amp that I worked on with ML Sound Lab. So let's check out the Double Burger Twin Jet. All right, now with any of these plugins, there is a built-in cab simulation that you could then turn off and use something else if you wanted to. You also have an IR loader that's built in, and so one of the cabs that I always go to is just the first mix in the ML Mega OS IR. So I have that loaded in, and yeah, the Bogner, this version and the way this amp is kind of voiced for this plugin is quite tight, and obviously we've got the pedal board here to do things like do a slight level boost, and we can even tighten it up from a drive perspective, throw a noise gate on it, yada yada yada. Now I will mention the stock cab that's loaded in this plugin I do not like as much as something like the the Mesa oversized cab. So having this IR loader here, or again go and download the Mikko player plugin, and allows you a ton of different cab options. But I just went in quickly and grabbed an IR that I'm very familiar with, which then allows me to quickly dial stuff in. Now again, I've got that reverb loaded, and you may not be a fan of having some reverb in your tones, especially for tight metal, death, whatever. So I'm gonna turn that off for you. Kill the room mic on it for you. All right, and that was so this is the Amped Burger plugin. Again, you have two Ubershalls in this plugin. You have a Rev Blue, which is here in this black channel, this black one, and then you have a Double Burger, which is a Twin Jet, which is this white and lit blue, which was what was going on with the Twin Jet that I had. So, all right, enough with the burger. Let's go ahead and jump in and look at another amp that I was a part of the process in. Let's go into the Super Duper. And if you like just looking at this, this is based on a Dover DA50. This was one of the first amps that I worked on ML Sound Lab with. I picked up one of these amps very shortly after they became available, and really liked the amp, but it was not necessarily my style. So before sending it off to live with someone else, I worked with Mikko to model this amp, and it's a very, very cool amp. So the Super is this amp is basically a single channel amp with a boost circuit, and so the Super is the standard one, and the Duper is the boost channel. Now again, same deal on this. If you're not a fan of that built-in cab tone, I always recommend have your go-to IR I'm gonna load the Infamous this time around. I think this is a little bit of a darker sounding. And also, don't feel like you always have to leave this master. I mean, these amps are so ridiculously loud, you would almost never run the master that high. Be comfortable using the output level here to get the volume where you want, and feel free to run this like that power section a little lower than what you might think, or it might just be out of the box by default. So again, these knobs, there's no right or wrong way to do something. You always just change them up. Alrighty then, so now that we've gone through the duper, so again, I have all of the ML SoundLab plugins, so let me know if anyone is here hanging out and there's something you would specifically like to see. If not, this is going to be a much shorter than expected live stream. But let's actually pick one of the newer amped plugins. Again, I'm going to choose the flagship because I had some amps. I had two versions, two plugins running back to back. But still got some kind of issue loaded up here. Let's go ahead, and I think I know a solve for this. Bypass. Yeah, there's and I think this has something to do with the sample rate that I'm using, or Logic or something, but there's a bug with if I bypass speaker 2. There's some kind of weird bitrate thing. All right, now let's go back. Where are we with the amp? Okay, so this is based on the Brown Eye Deluxe, which I had nothing to do with. However, the Double J and the Nude were based on amps that I owned. So this amp was built on my Friedman Naked, and they're basically, this is the Billy Howardell signature Perfect Circle amp. This amp in the version I have does not have a thump control, so that was added as a mod to this. And also this amp gets quite loud. So this is kind of how I would almost always run this amp. Now that tone is quite aggressive, so I think, obviously I think we might want to, take this 57 a bit off that cab. We could even go into something like a 421 to darken up that tone. Well, thank you. So yeah, I mean, I'm here to take any questions if anybody's tuned in. I see, we got John Claudio tuned in. But honestly, I mean, I just kind of wanted to sit and play some guitar for a little bit. I selfishly, for my own self, wanted to test out the new secondary camera here. So, having this ability to jump. No one, I'm not a good guitar player, so no one actually wants to know how I play stuff, but being able to show off some cool guitars from a different perspective. Did definitely want to work on that a bit. But yes, all of the ML Sound Lab, I think the whole site is on 50% clearance, and thanks for those who stuck with me during the technical difficulties to get started. Yeah, just got it done. Like, this stuff was all working like 2 minutes before my stream, and then I tried it again and it blew up, which is not fun when you schedule some stuff. So hope this has been informative. I hope everybody has a great Monday. And I will see everybody soonish when, I do this again for whatever else I decide to do this for. So, all right, everybody, have a great Wednesday, and I'll see you very, very soon.